So 2024 is in just a couple of days. I've always hated New Year's resolutions because to me they're just wishes. People say they're going to start going to the gym, stop smoking or drinking, eat healthier, but let's be honest, 99% of them will not actually stick to their resolutions for longer than a few weeks. If you truly want to change your life, you need to start taking action right now. Understand this, there will never be a perfect moment for you to get started. It's foolish to think that you can obtain a better life. A life better than what 99% of people will ever get to experience. If you're not willing to do what most people are not willing to do. I used to have a teacher who told me that the scary thing about life was that the years were flying by, yet life wasn't getting better, nothing was changing, and if anything, things were getting worse year after year. The truth is, it's his fault. In life, you can either decide to play the role of the victim and blame things outside of yourself to justify, to rationalize why you don't have what you want. It's your boss's fault if you didn't get that promotion. It's your metabolism's fault if you can't drop the 20 pounds you've been wanting to lose forever. Understand this, nothing changes if nothing changes. So from this day forward, make a commitment to yourself. Commit yourself to making 2024 your best year ever. Now, just like some people profit in times of crisis, plenty of people will waste yet another year of their life, while others will decide to roll up their sleeves and get to work to make their dreams come true. So, which one are you going to be? You need to set clear goals for 2024. A lot of people are dissatisfied with the current state of their lives. They say they want to make more money, get in shape, or find a long-term relationship, but those are wishes, not goals. If you say, I want to get in shape, how do you define progress when it comes to that goal? If you just say, oh, I want to lose some weight, how do you know if you're going to make progress? That's not a goal, that's a wish. Everybody wants to make more money, to be more successful. But if you just say, oh, I'd like to lose some weight, you're not going to do anything about it. If you think, I'd like to be more successful, are you actually going to do something about it? That's not a goal, that's a wish. A goal would be something like, I'm going to lose 20 pounds in the next 5 months. That's a goal. You have a way to measure your progress, and then it has a specific date limit attached to it. If you truly want to become wealthier, for instance, a goal that you set could be something like, I want to have $1 million after tax in my bank account before I turn 30 years old. That's a clear goal, because simply wanting to make more money, it's not going to do anything for you. It's not going to help you to lay a solid step-by-step plan to actually reach your goal. When you define clear goals, it makes it infinitely easier to come up with a plan that will then help you to reach your goal. Now, have you ever taken the time to sit by yourself in a room with a notebook and a pen and ask yourself, what do I truly want out of life? What do I want to accomplish? What do I want other people to remember me for? Because I'll tell you this right now, if you don't have a strong reason why you get out of bed every morning, it's going to be very tough to actually change your life. Most people have a vague idea of what they want, but that's exactly one of the reasons why they never actually get what they want, why they never actually achieve anything. If you don't set a destination, you'll never get there. And no matter where you end up, even if you end up in a better position than you currently are in, you'll still be disappointed because it's not what you want. And even if you were to use a GPS and you tell it that you want to go to Italy, even if you don't provide it with a specific address, it's still going to pick one for you because otherwise it can't take you there. Now, I'm sure that before you've heard the phrase, most people underestimate what they can do in 10 years and they overestimate what they can do in 1. 10 years is a very long time frame. Incredible things can happen. You can honestly achieve everything that you want within those 10 years. I'll tell you one thing, you're a lot more likely to make $10 million, $20, $30, $50 million in 10 years than you are to go from zero to $100,000 a month in just 1 year, especially if it's year 1. That's because growth is not linear, it's exponential. At first you might be putting in the work and you barely make any progress, or at least that's what it looks like. But then, boom, you get this massive spike. Now you're getting results and everything changed. And so on the outside, it might look like you become an overnight success, but in reality, you've been putting in the work in the shadows while no one was there to look at you for a long time, years. Now, I like to set a maximum of 5 goals for each new year. You should have fitness-related goals, career-related goals, and then other goals can be things related to a personal project, like playing an instrument, learning a language, developing a special skill. Other goals can also be related to relationships. Maybe you want to find a long-term relationship. Either way, don't set more than 5 goals, because the more things you add to your plate, the more it's going to confuse you. And at the end of the day, you only have so much time, so much energy, and so much money that you can allocate to each of those goals. So the more goals you have, the more you spread yourself thin. Michael Jordan would not be the basketball legend that he is today if he was trying to compete in 15 different sports. The same logic applies to your goals. So achieve those goals and then you're free to set as many other goals as you want, just not all at the same time. Start by making small changes in your day-to-day life. There are typically 2 types of people. The ones that are going to make changes step by step, slowly. daily. And all those small changes, those small decisions, they will add up over time and create a massive difference. If for lunch you decide to eat pizza every day for like 50 years, it's going to create an impact on your health. Because if you just ate a pizza for lunch today and then you eat healthy the rest of the time, it's not going to harm you in any way. But it's because you do it over such a long period of time, repeatedly, that now it has a massive impact, a massive consequence. And then there's the other type of people. The type of people who do everything at once. They try to go as fast as they can. They're usually the perfectionists. They try to do everything right from the start. And if they don't manage to do that, which oftentimes they don't because it's almost impossible, they feel horrible about themselves. They hate themselves. That used to be me. I wanted to do everything right from the start, even when I had no experience or very limited knowledge in that area. But guess what? This approach only leads to burnout, failure, and misery. You always fall short of your expectations, and so now you're miserable. You hate yourself. I made zero progress, or barely any progress to be honest, until I stopped trying to be perfect and do everything all at once right from the get-go. I was just trying to do so much from the start, getting up at 5 a.m, then exercising for an hour and a half, then taking a cold shower, then meditating, then working for 10 hours, that all I would do as a result is simply to shoot myself in the foot and to slow myself down. Now the reason why some people do this, it's honestly because they can't come to accept the fact that change takes time. If you know me, you'll know I'm the most impatient person on planet Earth. It's a double-edged sword, because you're being efficient, you're being productive, you don't waste any time, but at the same time you're gonna have to be patient no matter what you do. If you want to build more muscle, it's not if you do 7 workouts in a day and you eat 10,000 calories and you sleep 12 hours that you're going to build muscle 10 times faster. That doesn't work that way. You need to put in the work every day, but also be patient. In business, in relationships, in any area of life, it's the same thing. So you need to accept this. Change is not going to happen overnight. It's going to take more time than you think. However, it is worth it, and it's more worth it than you actually realize. If you are trying to do too much for your current level, you'll only end up just frustrated, stagnating, and it's going to be a very painful period in your life. With a friend at the time, we did a test. I was trying to go in this hardcore approach. With a friend of mine at the time, we did a test. I picked the hardcore approach. I tried to do everything right. Get up at 5, exercise, work 8, 10, 12 hours a day. And he did the complete opposite. He made the small gradual changes over the weeks, over the months. At the end of a few months, guess who made the most progress? It wasn't me, it was him. Because after trying so hard, I would just burn myself out. I'd do things right for 3 days, but then for 4 weeks, I'd be completely off. So remember this, consistency over intensity. And as long as you are consistent at the right thing, you're guaranteed to become successful. Success only becomes a matter of time at this point. And I mean, you wouldn't go to the gym and try to bench 200 pounds if you have never even touched a barbell before. That would make no sense. You're going to break your bones. And you know it's the stupidest idea in the world. Yet when it comes to our goals or to changing our lives, we often forget this. The successful people that you see, they didn't get there overnight. And it's not because they did one single thing. It wasn't this one heroic moment that completely transformed their lives. But because growth is exponential, not linear, it looks like all of a sudden they got lucky or something just worked out in their favor. But I'll tell you this, it's all of the years of hard work in the shadows when everyone didn't believe in them, made fun of them, that finally that work paid off. So the goal is not to be perfect, because if you wait for the perfect circumstances either to get started or to do something, to send a message to a prospect, to record a YouTube video, to finish a project, you'll never get it done. You need to develop discipline. To reach your goals, whatever they may be, you'll need this one quality, discipline. Discipline is the ability to shut down all thoughts, all emotions, and act in spite of them. More often than not, you're not going to be motivated to go and to do the work, even if it's necessary to reach your goals. There's plenty of times I didn't feel motivated to go to the gym. I still did it anyway, and I'm glad I did. The same thing applies to work. There's plenty of times I don't feel like working, yet when I get in the flow of doing things, things just happen smoothly. What's the hardest part is getting yourself to do the thing, not actually doing it. So whenever you force yourself to do the thing that you need to do, even when you don't feel like it, that is when you are using discipline and willpower. Now, how do you become more disciplined? That's the age-old question. A great way to do that is to start with getting up early. At night, chances are you're not doing anything productive. But not only that, getting up early is going to allow you to have an extra hour or two in the beginning of the day to focus on your goals, whether it be going to the gym, whether it be learning a new language, building a business. Not every hour of the day is equal, because during some hours you'll have a high level of energy, and when it's close to bedtime you'll be lethargic almost. The other thing that can help you to build a discipline is exercising. So not only will it build a stronger, a healthier, a fitter body, but it's also going to sharpen your mind. It will teach you mental toughness, resiliency, perseverance, never quitting. Because think about this, when you're exercising, it's painful, your body feels the pain, your mind wants to quit, it doesn't want to do one more rep, it doesn't care, but you need to control it and tell it, I don't care what you say, we are going to do 5 more reps because I said so. And as you train yourself to do the thing, even if you feel pain, even if you don't feel like doing it. You'll build discipline. Now, successful people are stubborn when it comes to their goals, but they're flexible when it comes to the process. At the end of the day, as long as you don't compromise your ethics, your values, do you really care how you reach your goals? So don't be hung up on a particular path. Truth is, life can be very unexpected. It can take you in many different directions. So let it take you where it wants to take you. And your limits are not what you think they are. David Goggins, probably one of the pros of mental toughness, came up with the 40% rule. The 40% rule states that when you think you're at your maximum, you can't do more, you can't push more, you're going to collapse. In reality, you're only at 40% of your maximum potential. Your relationships will make you or break you. Your environment not only determines the quality of your life and the opportunities that you have access to or that you don't have access to, but it also determines what kind of person you become. The right relationships will serve you. You'll be able to achieve so much more with those people because they'll believe in you. They will help you to move forward during the dark times. They'll be there when no one else is there. But then the wrong relationships will break you. If you hang out with the wrong people, you'll waste your potential on stupid things. I can't even tell you how many people I knew. They had so much potential, but because they were hanging out with people who had no ambitions, who only cared about partying, taking drugs, and doing stupid things, they ended up exactly like those people, even if they had tremendous potential. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you surround yourself with 5 quote-unquote losers, people who don't have any ambitions, who only care about partying, drinking, hooking up, taking drugs, you're never going to get anywhere in life. Those people will drag you down. And when you tell them, I want to get in shape, I want to start a business, I want to become wealthy, those people, they'll just laugh at you. They're toxic. But the same logic is true in reverse. If you surround yourself with high achievers, with ambitious people, people who want more out of life, you'll naturally obtain more out of life because those people will push you. Together, you are in the same dynamic. If in your friend group, everyone is always eating unhealthy, drinking, you suddenly want to start getting in shape, eating healthy, you'll be the weirdo of the group. People won't understand you. They'll try to make you feel bad for being exactly how you are. Now, if you're lucky, fair enough, you might have great friends and they still accept you exactly as you are. But for most people, usually the people in your inner circle will do more harm than good. So ditch the toxic relationships. Ditch the people that drag you down. Start meeting new people. Become a more social person. Learning the art of relationships, of social skills. It's going to serve you in every area of life. And trust me, you might think, oh, it's easy to say that. Become more social. How do I do that? I used to be the exact opposite of social. But if you met me today, I can guarantee one thing. You'd believe I'm an extrovert, when in reality that could not be further from the truth. I'm a typical introvert. Now, you want to use your 20s and your 30s to set yourself up financially for the rest of your life. Your 20s and your 30s, but especially your 20s, should be used to take as many risks as possible, to set yourself up financially for the rest of your life. Now is the time to roll up your sleeves, work hard, and make your dreams come true. Instead of doing what every other kid was doing, playing video games, partying, drowning themselves in cheap, undeserved dopamine, I decided to go down the other path. I decided to focus on becoming a better version of myself so I could live like they can dream. Everyone thought I was a weirdo for refusing to follow the conventional path. I took care of my health. I weighed my food and I went to the gym instead of not paying attention to what I eat and eating 200 grams of sugar for breakfast. I started my own business instead of going to university. Truth is, most people want unconventional results. They want to be rich, they want to be jacked, they want a loving and caring partner, yet they follow the conventional path. If you do what everyone else around you is doing, don't expect a different outcome. You'll end up just like them. Normal actions will only lead to normal results. Now, how do you go about actually setting yourself up financially for the rest of your life? The first thing that you want to do is to educate yourself. A lack of knowledge is the reason why most people are middle class or low income and not rich. Because if they knew what to do, if they realized how rigged the system is and how much they're getting screwed, there would be a revolution right now, trust me. Start by reading books on finance. You can read Rich Dad Poor Dad, The Richest Man of Babylon. Those are typically the go-to books in terms of finance. You can watch educational content on social media, like this YouTube video. And if you want to learn more about business, about finance, money, this channel is the perfect place to do that. Then you can also start investing. But when you have less than $10,000 to invest, whether you invest it in the stock market or in other things, it's not going to make a difference. Your life will be exactly the same. So I don't recommend that. Instead, I recommend that you invest in knowledge, in books, in online courses, in mentorships, things that will help you to actually make more money, because you can only save so much money. And even if you were to invest $10,000 in the stock market to get a return on your investment, and my goal was not to be the richest of the graveyard and to finally have $1 million or $2 million when I'm 60 or 70, too old to enjoy life. The goal is to build a profitable business while you're young, to actually enjoy your life. Then you want to learn high income skills. It could be sales, client acquisition, marketing, copywriting, because understand this, what's limiting you right now, it's your knowledge and your skills. skills. Now, congratulations for making it this far in the video. If you're really interested in learning how you can start a business, but you've got no clue where to start, I have recorded a free video in which I'm going to analyze every popular online business model. Together, we'll be looking at the pros and the cons of each business, and I'm also going to be sharing with you, for completely free, the 3-step process that you can use to get your first customers as quickly as possible. The link is in the description below.